What is going on, YouTube? Omega V here with you, and today I'm bringing you our week one. Sorry, not week one. Holy fuck, I'm tired. Our week 4 match against Phantombass and the New York City Cosmogs. Now, um, yeah, we've been up against Phantombass quite a few times in our league plays. It seems that we go up against them at least once or twice every league, so definitely know who. I definitely know how he plays, and he knows how I play. So it's either going to be a complete domination match on one side, or it's going to be a really close match. So yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get my team builder up this week. There was just a lot of stuff that went down. I'm just this week has been so long. I'm not even gonna try to hide it. I've been working like crazy, then a bunch of other things, projects, but so just a quick little team recap. I am bringing my Choice Bandit Entei. Um, Funnily enough, I didn't actually pack the extreme speed this time. I just felt like I had other moves to bring that were going to be more important. During the match, I thought I had the extreme speed, but I didn't. So that's a good time for Entei. I have my Raikou making his final appearance since we do get Zapdos next week. Um, Thankfully, not that Raikou is a bad mon. I actually really enjoyed using it. I don't remember the exact set I had on it, but yeah. I have my leftovers Hitmontop, my Donphan. Both of them can rapid spin away, and they're mostly purely offensive. I don't really have any Stallymons except for Alomomola. And making his season debut, I actually have the Necrozma this week. I'm not really sure how to use it, so we'll see how it does. I might actually end up changing this one. And the Alomomola last of all. So yeah, the sets I brought were a little unconventional for me. It's not really stuff that I would normally bring, but again, with Phantombass being so familiar with me on my playing styles, I just felt like I needed to change some things up. So hopefully they work on it, and yeah. So you can see here he's bringing his Alola Persian, uh, Mega Alakazam, Delamise, Mamoswine, Salamence, and Magearna. So let's go ahead and get started with this battle here. Alright, now, yeah, so records never really matter to me because any given week anyone can win at Pokemon, so even though he only one win on his record right now, it's a terrible idea to count him out for it. So I do start out with Entei just because I feel like it can actually hit things pretty well. And he does start out with this Alola Persian, and he of course goes for the parting shot. I was expecting him to bring this set for it, but I was hoping he didn't just because of how annoying it is to deal with. So yeah, that's a double lowered attack on Entei. So this Sacred Fire, you can see it still does a fair amount of damage. Like if he hadn't lowered my attack twice, it definitely would have been a 2-hit KO. But he is just going to switch out here because why wouldn't he? He doesn't want that thing burned. And I do switch out into Donphan here. I think he was expecting me to go for the Stealth Rocks, so he went with the Taunt. But I honestly was expecting him to kind of switch out, expecting a play rough or something. But I did manage to get rid of the Lumberry on this thing, and he saw that I'm not going to go for Stealth Rocks there, so he does just go for a Foul Play. And I go for the Earthquake. I figured it would probably do some more damage, but this thing is much bulkier than I had originally thought. Like, I just was not expecting it to be that bulky, honestly. So I do go out into Raikou, the Dark Tenebris here, as he goes for the parting shot. So Again, that parting shot is just not... It's not working out well for me here. Like, that's... Yeah, it's just not working well. Um, I do go for the substitute here. I'm not sure what this thing really wanted to do. But I never realized that it had earthquake access. Like, I was like, okay, it's a plant anchor type thing, so it's not going to be able to do too much. And yeah, it has the fucking earthquake, so I'm not in a very good spot right now. This thing is gonna do quite some damage. I went for the extra sensory, maybe hoping to get a flinch and just scout some damage, but it did nothing on there to him. I forgot about the parting shot there, and the earthquake basically takes out this Raikou. It's not gonna do too much anymore at this point, and yeah, at this point I just go for the Thunderbolt just to get some residual damage, maybe the para, but again, it does literally nothing there. And he goes for the safe Power Whip. It's his best move right there to go for. Really nothing would really want to take that hit. Now here I do go out into Darth Vader. I know I can outspeed this thing, and it's not scarfed. So I am free to just go for a Sacred Fire here and get damage off on something. As he does go out into Rizzy Meow again. So I do get the Sacred Fire off, and you can see how much damage that does. And it somehow lives. Like, I did not think it would live a Choice Banded attack. I checked my things afterwards to make sure I had the correct Entei, and I did. Like, I guess his investment was just good enough to where he wanted it to be, and I do switch out into a Lomomola here. Like, there's no reason not to go into this thing. This one was really the only thing that wouldn't care about it, because it's not really offensive anyways. So, yep, I do have to switch out again and go into my Darth Bane, the Hitmontop. I went for it just to lower its attack, really get that Intimidate off. And you can see the Power Whip does a decent amount to it, but nothing that I can't handle. And I am carrying the Pursuit on this thing. I am expecting him to switch out, which he does. So I do get the Pursuit attack off, which does a decent amount of damage to this, thankfully. As he goes out into Kirito, his Salamence. Now, this isn't ideal, is the best way to put it. The Salamence is kind of a problem for me to deal with, honestly. So I do go out into Darth Ramage because I am carrying the Ice Shard. I was expecting him to go for the Dragon Dance, obviously. They're like, why wouldn't he go for it? It really is his win condition just to set that thing up and go for attacks. But yeah, I do go for the safe Ice Shard just in case he decides to stay in, and it's gonna do really nothing to this thing. So yeah, not much I can do right now. Alola Mola, I'm really playing on the defensive here now at this point because I just got nothing that I can do. He's got the upper hand right now on all these things, so you can see Alola Mola takes quite a bit of damage. It was especially defensive mon this week, so yeah. I did carry the Aqua Jet just to try to get some damage off, but it did nothing to this thing. So another Earthquake is basically going to take this thing out, I believe, here. Yeah, it takes us out, so we're down 2-0, so not the best part. We did get some damage on a couple of his mons. And here I do go back into Darth Bane, the Hitmontop, and I do get the Intimidate off, which is good. And obviously he's going to switch out into something else here. I went for the close combat. Like, there was just no reason for me not to go for close combat. I should have expected him to switch out, but honestly, like, it was just a much better move for me to go for in case he brought anything else out. So here he is just going to go for the Earthquakes, and I'm going to go for the Pursuit since it's the only thing I have that does damage. So the Earthquake doesn't do too much to this thing, so I know I can take it out. Like, no matter, even if he wants to switch out now or if he wants to stay in, this thing is going to go down, so it's just a matter of what he wanted to do. So he goes for the Power Whip here, get the most damage possible. Almost takes us out, which basically leaves this thing as useless at this point. Yeah, the Pursuit is going to take it out again here, so we finally got rid of one of his annoying things here. Now I just need to get rid of that Alola Persian, which has about one more hit left basically from anything. And he goes out into Megan, the Magearna. He goes for the Volt Switch, which I'm kind of surprised by. I was kind of expecting him to go for something else, like, I don't know, just because he would get his attack off and his Soul Heart up anyways, so I was surprised there. But he went out into Kirito, and now I'm just free to go into Darth Ramage here. Like, I'm free to go for the Ice Shard here, and he knows he's got to switch out. So he goes into Rizzy Meow, and it does. I actually went for the knockoff, which I think I was expecting him to go into something else at this point, but the knockoff does take out the Rizzy Meow finally, and now Megan is here and posing a problem. So he actually goes for the Ice Beam. Was not expecting that, honestly. Like, I was kind of expecting him to have some other type of attacks. So that kind of sucked, honestly. Like, that was my way to get rid of the... It was my way to get rid of, whatchamacallem, the Salamence. Like, unless I get off an attack on it, it's really not going to do too much anymore. So, yep, I went for the straight Flare Blitz on there, in case he switched out. I actually was expecting him to switch out, but he does get the Intimidate off, which does force me to switch out here. Again, I don't know why I thought I was carrying the Extreme Speed. I just did. I was like, okay, I have my Extreme Speed Entei. I just need to get this thing down a little bit more on here. But I go into Necrozma. He goes in, does his thing there. Fortunately, I wasn't carrying any Ice-type moves on this thing, so yeah, he sets up the Dragon Dance, which at this point there's not much else I can do anymore. I just went for the straight step Psycho Cut, hoping I could possibly get a crit or something, but he is going to go for the Supersonic Airstrike here, which is going to take out Necrozma. Like, there's nothing I can do at this point. So even if I did have the Extreme Speed on here, it wouldn't have taken out his Mega Alakazam in one hit. And from the range that Entei was, it would have died to an attack from Mega Alakazam. So, like, I think Extreme Speed did take this thing out. I think it did about 80% to the Salamence with the Choice Band. So definitely would have taken that out, but it really would have only helped with differential. Tyler definitely out-prepped me this week, so good game to Phantombass on this. Definitely some different moves I could have done here, but overall, Overall, it just would have, like, I still would have lost even if I had the Extreme Speed, so I'm not really upset about it that I didn't have it. I definitely learned my lesson about not bringing it, because it definitely would have helped my differential, losing a 1-0 instead of a 3-0 like I did. So yeah, but that's it for this week, guys. Again, sorry about my team builder. Next week I'll definitely have my team builder up against Lucky Lad TV. So yeah, until then, guys, later.